So this is me just coming to edit the video and realizing that the audio on this video has been recorded a little bit weirdly. So if it's too loud or too quiet, yeah, it's because the recording was being weird and I don't really know why, but I hopefully have fixed it in editing. So yeah, hopefully it's okay. Let's start the episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to That Tech Enthusiast Podcast. I'm your host, TheAlienDoctor, and today as always, we're going to be talking about the latest tech news. But first, the intro. Okay, so I just want to get straight into the tech news today. No messing around, no chit-chatting. We're just going to get straight into it. And the first thing that we're going to be discussing is some new NVIDIA RTX cards that have been leaked. So for those of you that don't know, NVIDIA kind of fairly recently have just launched the RTX 3080, 3090, 3070 and 3060 Ti. Those are all of the cards that are in the 30 series, and because of that, plus AMD launching their cards at a similar time as well, it seems that no other GPUs are in stock, quite literally. So that's actually the first thing that we're talking about, that no GPUs are in stock, because I'm not sure if you've noticed, but they're not in stock. And yeah, it's been actually super annoying for me, who literally I am sat recording on my kind of trash laptop, and right next to my desk there is a PC that has everything in it, everything built other than a graphics card. It is missing that one vital thing, which is obviously the graphics card, because there's none available right now, which is a massive pain, and yeah, it's very annoying. Luckily, we actually, and I'm just going to show it you right now, we did manage to order one. So originally I was getting a GTX 1660 Super or Ti, depending on which comes back in stock first. However, there was actually, we managed to find, and honestly I can't explain to you how long it took me to find a graphics card that was in my price range and also good, essentially. But eventually we managed to find this. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously you'll be able to see. And it is the NVIDIA RTX 2060, but this is the palette as the board partner, which is actually someone I've never seen, or not seen that often. I have seen their name on a few things, and we had a look online, and they seem to be fairly trusted, and that sort of thing. Because I will admit I had never heard of this board partner too much anyway. But yeah, I watched some reviews online, and this specific RTX 2060 seems okay. So yeah, it's a 6GB version. It's not overclocked or anything like that, or pre-overclocked, I guess. But yeah, and it's actually a step up in some ways from the GTX card I was originally going to get. Arguably, though, I would say there's not enough of a massive difference for me to be willing to go up to this, other than maybe the RTX features, or the ray tracing features, which on most games are going to give you low FPS anyway. So, but yeah, I'm not massively bothered about ray tracing anyway, and I'm probably never going to use it, which is why I wasn't originally going to get an RTX card. However, it was the only one in stock, and it was for around the same price as the GTX 1660 Super I wanted to get. It does actually have no reviews on this. The only website we could find it on was Scan. A little bit later, I then had a little bit of a look on PC Part Picker and found it had only been sold at scan.co.uk. I don't think there's a .com version of Scan, I don't know. And also overclockers.co.uk, sorry. I'm pretty sure Scan is only a UK shop, and I'm pretty sure that's the same with Overclockers as well, right? Overclockers UK. So yeah, those are the only two places that you could buy this card, and they are sold out in both places. Although they're the only place that this card has ever been on sale at, and they're both sold out, I should say. According to the price history chart, although on PC Part Picker, although It does not include Amazon, so this card has probably also been sold on Amazon, but the price history chart does not include Amazon on PC Part Picker. But yeah, that's really it. It does actually have a some LED lighting, or RGB lighting, whatever you want to call it. The logo lights up, I think it is. I can't actually remember now. The front of it lights up anyway, and there's no photo of the front, so I can't tell you. But yeah, it seems, I'm hoping it's going to be okay. It doesn't have a backplate, which to most people is a problem. To me, I really don't care enough not to buy it, especially because it's like the only one in stock, as I keep saying. So yeah, no backplate, which could be seen as a problem. I really don't care enough that it's, like, I don't really care it's not got a backplate. I'm still going to buy it. Well, I already have bought it. It's coming soon. We probably bought the last one because there's none left in stock now. But yeah, anyway, I kind of got a bit distracted there. Oh yeah, so I was saying about how the RTX cards, the 3000 series, and then also AMD cards, have somehow meant that virtually every other graphics card is out of stock. And I don't know why that is. I have absolutely no idea, other than I guess I kind of do have an idea. I have no like solid proof, and as far as I'm aware, Nvidia have not said any specific reason why. However, it's probably going to be quite easy to guess. Okay, I'm not sure if you've noticed, there's a world pandemic going on at the moment. So first of all, factories might have to be closed depending on which parts of the world they're in, or they probably will be closed. But you know, there's that. There's also the fact that they're probably going to, like, you know, if they make one of these and one of them goes in stock somewhere, they know they're going to have it sold. They know that. And that's the same with both the Xbox Series and the PS5. If they make any of this new stuff and the new AMD CPUs, it's going to get sold out almost instantly. It is guaranteed that they're going to make money off of it. And they could probably sell it for a higher price as well, and people would still buy it. So they're 100% going to be getting profit from this, you know? Which is probably why they're not trying to restock the older cards as fast, because they can't guarantee people are going to buy them instantly, although I feel like people will still try and buy them, obviously, but maybe not instantly going out of stock like these cards are doing, because these cards, you know, people are buying them and they're reselling them on eBay for an even higher price than they really should be. And, you know, whereas that's not happening as much with these older cards, such as the GTX 1660 Super, which I've been trying to get. Something actually to show you is that if we go on PC Part Picker real quickly, it's kind of a bit misleading, because it's like, oh yeah, there's something in stock, but really it isn't. So if we go to the video card section, I'll show you. I'll do screen capture. I need to lower my chair a bit. There we go. If we go to one of these, sort by price, and let's just put the price up a little bit. Well, actually, no. Let's see. First of all, let's just see one of these older cards. But not too old. Maybe something like a GTX 1050 Ti that's designed for ITX cases by MSI. The MSI Aero ITX GTX 1050 Ti. It's out of stock on more computers, whatever this website is, whereas on this other website, according to PC Part Picker, it's in stock. If you go to it, I'm betting it's not going to be in stock. Yep, so I don't have any stock of this product. So either PC Part Picker is slower and I've just never noticed it, updating their stock, or they're getting overloaded with how much stuff is going in and out of stock. I mean, I don't know, because it claims all of this stuff is in stock. However, I'd be surprised how much of it is in stock. If we, let's actually take a look at my GTX card that I wanted to get. Let's do that. So where is it? Here it is. This is the original one, the TI that I wanted to get, and then I switched to Super. So, well, actually no, this is out of stock. They have updated it. and I doubt it's in stock, because sometimes it says it's out of stock and then it really is in stock, which is actually what happened with my case. So on PC Part Picker, it was like, nope, it's out of stock on all these websites. I checked one of those websites and it was in stock. I checked another and it was also in stock. Although it does look like case supplies for, the supply for my case does appear to be back in stock now. This is the wrong one, that's why this isn't the Airflow version. That explains a lot. If we switch to this then, aha. My Wi-Fi is being really slow at the moment. Okay, so it's not in stock as many places, but still it's in stock, which I guess isn't that bad. We actually bought it when it was in stock pretty much everywhere else, other than this one place called Novatech, which it's now out of stock again, and gone up price. Wow. So yeah, stock for everything seems to be going a bit all over the place, but I feel like the main thing that's happening is graphics cards, and their stock seems to be the main thing that's going all over the place. But yeah, I just thought most of you probably are already going to be aware. I just thought I'd talk about it anyway because it's very annoying. And don't buy a new computer from scratch. Build a new computer from scratch even. If you have a computer and you're not desperately in need of an upgrade, then I would wait. Because at the moment, it is looking like it's going to be a good couple of months until the market sort of sorts itself out, especially with all the COVID stuff and factories potentially having to be closed and that sort of thing. And then just the size of these companies as well. Actually, I actually have no idea which is bigger, Nvidia or AMD, or actually how big they are. But, I imagine that they're not producing iPhones. They're not producing graphics cards in the same way that Apple is producing iPhones, is what I was trying to say. But, it is what it is. And it would be nice if we could have some stock for these cards. But, yeah. There's actually a Discord server, actually. Let me show you the Discord server real quickly. So I joined a Discord server called Stock Informer. This one is for the UK. I believe there is probably going to be one for the US as well. But here's the UK one, and I'm just going to go on Do Not Disturb real quickly. And as you can see, so you go to this first channel, Stock Alert Setup, and you can see here you can select what you want to get pinged for every time something comes back in stock. Wow, nobody wants the Xbox. What? People are only joining this for PS5s. I guess, is the Xbox even out of stock? I don't know. But yeah, not that many people also want 3090s apparently. Huh. Unless these numbers are wrong, because when you hover over it, it says people have reacted with it. So I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Nintendo Switches are out of stock according to this as well, because there's things on it. But yeah, this will essentially ping you every time something comes in stock, which is good if you are in need of one of these things. We're not going to look at that. And I would definitely recommend joining. I imagine there's a US one. I don't know though. I'm in the UK, so I'm only joining the UK one. So yeah. But I actually want to move on now and actually talk about some proper news topics. That was kind of just sort of like more of a rant than well, not really a rant. I don't know what it is. Whatever. It's not really a proper news topic, even though I guess it kind of is. But what I actually wanted to talk about, which I kind of started talking about and then got a bit sidetracked, is the RTX 3080 Ti 20GB version and RTX 3060 12GB version RAM leaked. Interesting order to speak, whatever. Anyway, words are hard. So what they've I'll just read the article, I guess. It's probably the best place to start. So, rumours of an NVIDIA RTX 3080 card with 20GB of RAM have ran wild since the card was first announced. Given the gap between the current RTX 3080's 10 gigs and the 3090's 24 gigabytes, it seems obvious that Nvidia would eventually fill that. Okay, right. Fill that gap with a new. So there's very little concrete evidence of a RTX 3080 Ti or RTX 3080 Super until now. So according to PC Games N, leaker HXL spotted a database entry on ASUS's support page listing two models of RTX 3080 Ti 20GB cards. Additionally, the leaker noticed two entries for an RTX 3060 with 12GB of RAM. Unfortunately, these have been removed, but HXL's reputation is good enough that their screenshot isn't likely to be a hoax. The screenshot, as everything seems to be with leaks, is on Twitter. Boop, there we go. You can see it right here. Let's open up the image properly. So you can see here, this is ASUS's support website, I believe. And you can see here how you would essentially go here, select your graphics card and the model, and on here there's a new entry for the graphics cards that actually have not been released yet. Which is, yeah, that's cool. So if we look at currently, what have we got? So an RTX 3060. So they reckon RTX 3060 with 12GB of RAM, and I think that's a overclocked version as well with the 12GB of RAM. If we look currently, I actually don't know what the current. So yeah, a Founders Edition RTX 3060 has 8GB of RAM. Whereas this 3060 that isn't even a Ti has 12GB. That's confusing. That's really confusing. Because why would the non-Ti version have higher memory than the Ti version? I don't know. And then also 20GB versions of the 3080 Ti's. I'm not sure if they've kind of messed that up or something. Doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. Maybe it's been translated or something. I don't know what's going on. Let's just move on. I'm fed up of talking about graphics cards. It's all I've been able to think about for too long at this point. So, a self-repairing mobile phone screen. Oh, I've got to sign up to read this article. That's so stupid. I hate it when they do that. And I have to subscribe. That's actually stupid. Like, why? Well, okay, you know what? We can only speculate at this point then, because I've got to create an account to to read this Telegraph article. Okay, so scientists have developed a self-repairing mobile phone screen. So, from what I can see, I have to pay essentially to read this article because you have to create an account, and accounts aren't free for some reason. So, scientists develop a self-repairing mobile phone screen. Linseed oil could be the key to robust mobile phone screens. So, a self-repairing mobile phone screen is created by scientists, paving the way for the end of costly repairs. ... Because then I can't read anymore because I have to pay to read more, which is kind of stupid. I'm just going to Google self-repairing phone screen and hopefully we'll get another article coming up. Yeah, we do. Cool beans. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is a self-repairing mobile phone screen. Because, yeah, why not? So, scientists have created a self-repairing mobile phone screen, which is interesting, and I'm intrigued to see how it works. So let's read on. Tech firms have ploughed millions into developing tougher screen and protective cases, but have failed to eradicate the cause of a smashed screen. South Korean researchers now believe they have made a game-changing breakthrough thanks to a research project which embeds linseed oil into the screen in the form of micro capsules to repair cracks when they appear, the Telegraph reported. We can't read the original Telegraph article because you have to pay for it. So, whatever. Linseed oil is usually used to treat cricket balls, but scientists led by Dr. I don't even want to try saying that because I'm going to butcher it, have developed microcapsules filled with the substance which can be mixed into polymer. Is that how you say it? I don't know, used for smartphone screens. When the screen cracks, the internal capsules also crack and release oil into the damaged screen, which eventually hardens into a transparent solid, effectively healing the screen. This process rectifies the damage to the screen, and can fix 95% of all cracks within 20 minutes. According to the researchers, that might not be true, they might just be overhyping it, obviously, because they are kind of the ones that created it, and they're probably going to be biased. Just like to point that out, not just with this, with anything. The team at the Korea Institute of Science and Technology wrote in the scientific publication Composites Part B Engineering that the simple self-healing behavior of polymers ... are highly desirable for industrial applications. They were also able to develop a self-healing, colourless material which can radically solve the physical properties and lifespan of damaged surfaces. So, unless I'm misinterpreting this, it means that they've also found a way to I was going to use the word heal. I'm not sure if that's right, but repair by itself cracked surfaces, which is really interesting, actually. Yeah, that's interesting. So the innovation could prove useful if rolled out for modern smartphones, with the new self-releasing oil solution able to harden in room temperature conditions. Conditions without the need for expensive expert intervention. This process can also be sped up if the phone is exposed to higher temperatures, and with the aid of UV light can harden in just 20 minutes. So that's interesting. I'm interested. So what this looks like to me is there's this oil that they put in the phone screens, which can also be used on other surfaces to repair it. And when it gets cracked, these capsules, so the oil's in capsules, and when the screen cracks, the capsules will crack, releasing this oil, which repairs the screen by the looks of things, which is interesting. I'm intrigued to see how it worked, how much it will cost. And yeah, I think that is really interesting that they've, got this. Definitely interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised because it's something which I kind of imagined to be futuristic and that sort of thing, but never actually happen. Which is why I'm not really sure how to react to this. Science have also claimed in their peer-reviewed paper, so that probably won't be biased then if they're getting other people to review it, that linseed capsules repair the cracks in 91% of cases. The effectiveness of the process may eventually be widely used in outdoor applications for technology which uses which uses the smartphone screen material of colourless polyamide or CPI. CPI repairs could prove profitable in repairing artificial skin used for medical purposes and for the production and maintenance of more durable solar panels. The new research has made use of relatively humble substance of linseed oil, which we've already talked about, which is produced with the flax plant. The polymer forming oil has traditionally been used to treat wooden surfaces, including salad bowls, gun stocks, guitars, pool cues, and cricket ball. No, not cricket balls, cricket bats. Okay, interesting. Yes, interesting. So, So they've got... Right, okay. So it can be used like multiple things. This isn't just smartphones, so it does seem exciting. Obviously, it's going to take a long time to roll out, I imagine, until it's, fully researched and been tested and safe and that sort of thing. I imagine it probably is fairly safe, though. But anyway, and yeah, this actually could be like a good thing, which would be nice. I personally have never had to put up with a cracked phone screen. However, I know people that do, and I know I see people every day. Well, when I used to go out before coronavirus, I see people, or used to, with cracked screens, and they're not paying to get them repaired, and it annoys me. And I am amazed that they can use a cracked phone screen, because it would drive me crazy. I would hate having to do that. So yeah, I'm happy that they've done this. It does definitely seem like a good thing. But anyway, next up I want to talk about another leak, actually. So the Samsung Galaxy S21 and S21 Plus leak means there's very little left to learn. That's probably a bit over the top, because I largely doubt that there is nothing left to learn about these devices when they've not released yet, and this is only leaks. Samsung will probably just chuck an extra feature in, I don't know. So anyway, the article starts off, this is on Tech Radar, so fairly trustable news source in my opinion, saying that remember that big Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra leak? A similar leak has happened for the Samsung Galaxy S21 and 21 Plus, and it has shared almost every detail you'd want to know about the new phone. Still, I don't think you can necessarily say that until the phone has actually come out. I really don't think that this leak will have said everything about the phone, but whatever, we'll read on. So the details were provided by sources speaking with German tech site WinFuture, and there's also some further imagery of the handsets that we've included a glimpse of. Some of the details provided here have also been previously leaked by other sources too. This just further helps solidify that information is accurate. So yeah, if something gets leaked from multiple sources, then either two things are happening. Number one, they're leaking something that's correct, because more than one person has leaked it, which means that's correct. Or number two, someone leaks something and then someone pretends to leak something else, even though they're not actually leaking it, but they're just saying they are. I know I do keep doing this. I said it the other thing where the scientists might be biased. I'm just saying potential things that could have happened. I'm not necessarily saying that they are happening. I just feel the need to point that out, because I think too often people assume that leaks are real. And yeah, so don't always take everything literal, basically, when you're reading these sorts of articles. So some of the detail... No, we've already read that. As expected, if you're buying the Galaxy S21 or S21 Plus NIN... Oh, I see, that's a typo. Or the Galaxy S21 Plus in the US, you'll get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chipset powering the phone, and the Exynos, I actually don't know how to say that, 2100 will be doing the work in other locations around the world. Wait, why? Why? I don't understand. So if you're buying the phone in the US, you're going to get a Snapdragon. If you buy it in anywhere else in the world, by the sounds of this, you will get a different processor or chipset. Don't really know why. I've probably missed something. There is probably a logical reason behind it, let's be honest. But to me, without knowing that logical reason, that really doesn't make sense. 8 gigabytes of RAM is on board both handsets. We have a choice of 128 gigs or 256 gigs of storage. That's a bit of a surprise here, but this leak also suggests that the phone won't come with microSD support. Wait, what? Interesting. Because, well, I'd hope they don't do that, because microSD cards are always handy to have in your phone. In my opinion, anyway, for extra storage in case you need it, because you could get, if you get like a 128 gigabyte model for cheaper, presumably, then you could probably buy another 128 gigabyte SD card to put in there, potentially for cheaper. I mean, it might be slower storage, but I don't think you can notice that much anyway. Android 11 is on the phone by default, surprise, although it's in the form of the company's own One UI 3.1 software. How surprising, it's a Samsung phone. That's really not a leak at that point, that's just something that you can assume is true. I'd be very surprised if they were putting like something that wasn't One UI on here. What else would they be putting on here? I mean, maybe it would be interesting if they were releasing a new version like One UI 4, but yeah, Each handset will come with a flat display, so there won't be any curves at the edges. That's a shame because I like the curved display. Camera tech will be the same across both devices too, and the main sensor on each device will be 12 megapixels. There will also be a sport 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera with 128 degrees field of view, and there will be a 64 megabytes telephoto shooter with 3 times hybrid optical zoom. So 3 front or back, I don't know. So I guess if you say the front of the phone is the screen, then there'll be 3 back cameras on the bit where it's not the screen, and then 1 front camera judged by this photo, which I can show you if you're watching, of course. So yeah, 1 selfie camera and 3 rear cameras. Camera tech, no, we've already said that. Wait, that's interesting. So apparently the camera tech will actually be the same across the Plus and the non-Plus version, which is interesting. Each handset will also come ready for 5G connectivity, and there is yet to be any sign of a 4G version of any of these phones. But I'm assuming if it's 5G, can't it still I don't know. I'm not even going to bother saying that because I don't want it to be wrong. Samsung Galaxy S21 will have a 6.2-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED, so basically OLED with Samsung's branding, display, with a 120Hz refresh rate and a punch hole camera in the center of the display. When it says the center, it means the top center, not the actual center. That would be a bit silly. And obviously that's, of course, if this leak is correct, as they rightfully added, which is good. I feel like sometimes, as I said earlier, people believe leaks and take them too literally when they are leaks. And also, they're leaks because the product hasn't actually released yet, probably because they haven't fully made the product. Although leaks are normally fairly similar to the end product, but not always. So, what was I going to... Oh, yeah. So, 120Hz refresh rate. That's actually... That's nice. I like that. Something that I don't think the iPhone 12 has it. But the 120Hz refresh rate is... makes... I don't actually have a phone that has a 120Hz refresh rate. But according to other sources, 120Hz refresh rates really does make a massive difference in, obviously, the speed of the phone, okay, can be slower. Okay, right, here's an example. The iPhone 12, it does not have a 120Hz refresh rate after all, although I do believe it was leaked as having one, so there's an example of when leaks are wrong. So here's an example. Let's say the iPhone 12 is, and I don't know whether it is or isn't, but let's imagine, okay, the iPhone 12, fastest phone on the market, with regards to like CPU speed or chipset speed or whatever it's called in phones, So fastest phone on the market. And then there's a Samsung phone, the Samsung S21, let's just use, it's not released yet, but whatever. And let's say that the S21 is actually slower by a fairly reasonable margin, with maybe, I don't know, caused by the amount of RAM or the chipset, whatever. It's slower. But let's say it has a 120 hertz screen, whereas the iPhone screen does not have a 120 hertz screen. It has a what refresh rate is iPhone 12. The iPhone, okay, yeah, 60 hertz refresh rate. So the iPhone 12, 60 hertz refresh rate, but it's also the fastest. Samsung phone, not the fastest, and has 120 hertz refresh rate. It will feel like that Samsung phone, even though it is actually slower, it will feel like it's faster, and people aren't going to care what is and isn't actually. Or most people, maybe an enthusiast might, but most people are not going to care whether a phone is faster or isn't faster if they can't feel the difference. Which is why, in my opinion, iPhones really do need to get a 120 hertz refresh rate on the newer models. Because, I mean, yeah, sure, for most users that probably aren't going to realize it, for the average non-enthusiast user, okay, you don't. Normally, what most people probably do, if they've had iPhones for years, they'll just buy a new iPhone. If they've had Samsung phones for years, they'll just buy a new Samsung. And they won't make that change unless they have a compelling reason to do, which most of the time tends to be price. I have seen a lot of times where someone will move and then stay there. It actually happened with my mum. She originally was an iPhone user, but she actually switched to Android and says she could never go back. She was running an iPhone 5S. No, she wasn't. That's a lie. No, she hasn't run that for ages. She was daily driving an iPhone 7, switched to a Galaxy A51, which is obviously a newer but cheaper phone than the iPhone 7, and says she could never go back to iPhone now. Because she's realised that actually the price, it's cheaper, and in her experience of it, the phone is better, whether that be the camera quality, which you can't argue. Android phones have I know there's memes about it, but there are more Android phones than iPhones, meaning that by default, Android phones are going to have a better quality camera. And that's because there's more of them. There's more Android phones to rate, if you like. There's a website which actually rates all of the different smartphone cameras. There's like, what's it called? Smartphone best camera. Oh no, that's just going to come with like articles, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called, but there is a website that like ranks all the different cameras. So yeah, I don't want this to turn into like switch to Android, because it could very easily. I could just start saying it. But the thing is for the average non-enthusiast, they probably aren't going to care about this 60 hertz screen. Okay. Unless they move to a 120 hertz screen, that's when they will notice. And yeah, I think, yeah, I'm happy with that. I agree with it, obviously, because I said it. And what I mean is I haven't changed my mind after saying it, which happens occasionally. Yeah. Yeah. If you, now it's just me going, yeah, for the rest of the episode. If you can't feel that difference in speed, then what's the point in having it? iPhones have so much more potential if they're on a 120Hz refresh rate. I remember when the OnePlus phones first came out with a 120Hz refresh rate, everyone was going wild. Or maybe not wild, that's an overreaction, whatever. People were getting really amazed at this 120Hz screen that hadn't really ever been done that much before because it felt faster. That's what people need. It to feel faster, not for it to actually be faster. That does sound... Obviously, the phone has to be fast for it to feel faster. But you're not going to be able to tell that on a 60Hz display. Admittedly, to the average user, other than the fact it will feel faster, whatever they're doing, texting or whatever, it will feel faster. That 120Hz display, I don't know how often they'd actually benefit from it. I can sort of see why Apple hasn't got a 120Hz display, because how much will they benefit from it other than the device feeling faster? Because, it's not like YouTube. Most YouTube videos are in 60 FPS. I imagine Netflix and other streaming softwares only stream at 60 FPS. Netflix. So yeah, looking at this, I don't know how many people actually watch Netflix on their phone, and I don't know what iPad refresh rate. We're totally going off topic, but it's still relevant. Oh, okay. Seriously? So the iPad Pros literally have 120Hz FPS. So it's not because obviously sometimes Apple doesn't do things for what they would call the best user experience, essentially, where they want the user to have the best experience, so they won't instantly go into new technology, which is kind of very much the opposite of Samsung with their foldable phones. Foldable phones, their new technology. Samsung have completely dived in and are making foldable phones left, right, and centre. Well, that's what it feels like anyway. So yeah, but that's interesting because they're clearly not afraid to put 120Hz on the iPad. Why not put it on an iPhone? I actually don't understand. But anyway. Yeah, so that kind of turned into a rant, didn't it? With that 120Hz refresh rate. But I can't stress this enough. Apple iPhones need to have that 120Hz refresh rate. It's, in my opinion, a really massive thing that's letting down Apple. So anyway, what about the S21 Plus? If you want a larger phone than the S21, then get the S21 Plus, because it will give you a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus, whatever that is, display with a punch-hole selfie camera in the middle, and also 120Hz refresh rate. Surprise, surprise. The battery is set to be larger too, presumably to power that larger screen, and it will have a 4800 milliamps, is that? I can't remember now. Cell. According to this leak, the handsets will have dimensions, blah, blah, blah. Who actually cares? It will weigh 202 grams if you care. It'll also come in silver, black, and purple. Presumably that's talking about the S21 and Plus as well. The Galaxy S21 Plus starts at $1,300 US, £950, and 1,700 Australian dollars. The 256 gigabyte version will cost around about $1,350 US dollars, I presume, £1,000 and 1,800 Australian dollars. Although they are yet to hear accurate pricing for the US, UK, or Australia, so that's just a conversion. Oh, okay, I see. So that's actually just a conversion from that's euros, right? Yeah, that's euros. So the 256 version will cost €199, and the 128 gig version will cost €149. So they've just converted it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad they put this at the bottom. They also put at the bottom, all of this is leaked information, so take it with a pinch of salt. But a lot of what we heard here matches what we've previously seen, and it seems like it has a strong chance of being accurate. That's good. If it matches what you've previously seen, as I said earlier, if multiple people are leaking the same thing, then they're either copying each other or they're genuinely leaking the same thing. And I'm going to assume that they're genuinely leaking the same thing, because I don't think people would just mess around like that unless they want attention. So I guess it's kind of likely. But whatever. All that talking and ranting. I need a drink. So, yeah. I think that's also going to do it for today's show. I talked a lot longer than I was going to. Yeah, and I didn't even ask. I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas, and I hope you have a lovely New Year as well, or as good as it can be. I'm not sure what my upload schedule is going to be like around the New Year, just because it's already been a bit of a interesting one anyway. I have missed a couple of uploads. Normally I try to upload every week, if you don't know. I have missed a couple of stuff, a couple of uploads, but that is because of various things happening. I'm going to make a video on my main channel, TheAlienDoctor, talking about my 2021 goals, and one of them for that channel anyway is a better upload schedule. I want that to be the same on here. I want to miss a lot less uploads. So yeah, I want to have new podcast episodes every Saturday or Sunday, occasionally Monday if I'm late, and occasionally Friday if I'm early, and if there's like news that I really, really need to talk about that I can't wait, I will upload it on the day the news comes out, I also want to live stream maybe a couple of episodes, and I probably will actually make a full episode talking about my 2021 plans for this channel as well, actually, or the podcast, thinking about it. But if I don't, here's a really trimmed down version. So it'll be, I want to do more live streams. I also want to do like restreams. So like if there's a Samsung event or an Apple event, I want to restream it just because why not, basically. It'd be cool to, be able to talk about it with you guys as well. That'd be fun. Although sometimes I do watch the Apple event with other people over Discord. So, I don't know how possible that would be. But anyway. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening. And I'm sorry that my upload schedule's been kind of bad recently. Yeah, bye.